let's talk about Rachel's lawsuit. Deep dive into Rachel's lawsuit.
Quick recap on Rochelle's
Oh
lawsuit.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm five?
Choosing to take legal action was not something that I chose lightly. I really had to weigh all of the pros and cons, and one of the cons was the public's reaction to it. I saw this coming, and that's just something that I had to debate and realize that if I want to seek legal action against Tom, then I also have to seek legal action against Ariana. That's hard. It's hard, like, because I do feel guilty. Yeah, I feel guilty for potentially causing more pain than I've already caused somebody. But then I also take a look at like what I've been through, and I've been through a lot. And I just don't think that it's right or fair or just if we're all out to hold each other accountable, then I guess I'm doing the same.
I know you said that you blanked out a little bit to reading Rochelle's lawsuit. So there was a lot said, and a lot of stuff that maybe didn't need to be said. But essentially, Rochelle's lawsuit boils down to Tom filmed me without my consent,
Mm-hmm.
and Ariana shared those recordings. That's the lawsuit.
Yeah. Did she though?
First of all, to me, if your lawsuit is that straightforward and the laws in California are very straightforward, you don't need to add so many salacious details, which we'll go into. But
Yeah.
she added a lot of stuff that didn't have to be Tom filming without consent and Ariana shared it. She basically said she didn't know she was being recorded. She did not consent to being recorded, and Tom saved that recording.
Yeah.
Point number two, Ariana shared it to at least herself, Ariana. Ariana sent it to Ariana's phone and to Raquel's phone. And she implies or she strongly believes that it was shared to other people. But for a fact, she only knows that it was shared to Ariana's phone and to Raquel's phone, which probably means that Ariana sent it to her phone, and then from her phone, she confronted Raquel with the recordings. That's
Maybe
it.
allegedly. Maybe she didn't share it to anyone.
That's what she's saying in the lawsuit, and then she's like, "Oh, and I believe because people have so many details about it, I bet she shared it with other people." So that's what the court documents say. And then with all that stuff is buried with, oh, I started on BPR on whatever year, and I'm so innocent, and Bravo is so mean to me, and Bravo is toxic, and something about Lisa Vanderpump, and James was horrible to me, and the
What does
women were horrible
James
to
have
me.
to do with this?
And then James kicked a dog. It's
What?
like
In the lawsuit? That's insane, dude. Wow.
that's where we start getting off the rails, because the lawsuit boils down to Tom recorded me with my consent. Ariana shared it. It's probably like maybe a page at most of like the 20 pages they filed. And so
Wow.
much of it is just like all these things. I mean, James kicked the family dog, and then LVP made her look bad by gifting James the dog, and I'm being very victimized, and Bravo did me dirty and didn't let me say my side of the story, which, like, yeah, maybe Bravo edited you out. I don't believe it. I don't believe Bravo edited to that extent. Maybe they did, but you now have a podcast, and the allegations you're making in this lawsuit are so much worse than what you're saying on your podcast. So, like, if you want to say it on your podcast, say it on your podcast. Whatever you're bringing out to this lawsuit has nothing to do with the lawsuit. So just go ahead and say it on your podcast.
Yeah.
Bravo did you dirty. Okay, they did you dirty. And then part of the details too, I'm like, how is this gonna look for you? Because a lot of it are allegations that have nothing to do with a lawsuit.
Yeah. Yes, it's like weird. It's well, that fact is what contributes to my opinion that this is like just for PR, because it's so weird to like include all these like little like opinions, details that are not unlawful.
And that have nothing to do with the people being sued at
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
It seems very frivolous. Yeah. So you have like things that could be like both civil and criminal cases, and they're not even center stage of your lawsuit.
Yeah.
But I mean, aside from all the allegations she makes against a lot of people and Andy Cohen and the network, she also makes allegations that Tom and Ariana knew that they were going to get cut off the show and that the show was going to be canceled. So they approached Raquel so that Raquel would be with Tom, and they colluded with each other.
What? That's crazy, dude.
Invent this affair and then out her to the public and make her the victim. And Bravo signed off on this. And that's why Bravo didn't want her to tell her truth. But that's a huge allegation. And you're like suing these two people for something real, allegedly real, right? It could be real.
Yeah.
But then you're bringing allegations that have nothing to do with he saved my video and she shared it. It really doesn't. Because if they tricked you into the relationship, that doesn't have anything to do with the lawsuit. And I don't believe they did.
Insane claim. Crazy claim. The whole sharing, recording, and sharing, she has a case there. The rest of it is insane.
She says in her podcast, it's not illegal to cheat. Guess what? It's not illegal to be broken up and your boyfriend going out with you. Like, no one forced you. And like, if you're claiming that they knew and they tricked you, ma'am, on your end, you're still the cheater.
Yeah.
You still went into this thinking Ariana's my friend and I'm going to be sneaking behind her back.
Yeah. Yeah, and she acts like she's underage. It's like, you're an adult woman. Stop.
Yeah, the idea that like she is acting like I was such an innocent flower. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dumb. I guess like you couldn't have been taken advantage of that way. I do believe that. But
yeah, like if
you have a moral compass,
I do
and it's
think
broken.
If you get your IQ tested, if Rachel gets her IQ tested, it could what Tom did could have been illegal.
Not throwing stones or anything.
But this is my humble opinion.
There's just so much batshit crazy stuff that she brought up, but that's just the recap of stuff that she said. I was just like, man, if you're claiming that cheating is not illegal, all this other crap you brought up also not illegal, and also have nothing to do with the people that you're suing. So
yeah,
and also if you're bringing these allegations, like, can they countersuit for defamation?
I was gonna say, I
hope
Anna takes like legal action. Well, first of all, I hope she's okay in terms of the outcome of this lawsuit. You know, because maybe she's not, truthfully. But
I mean, all the allegations that she said against Tom and Ariana, them being in on it and then tricking her.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Into being the scapegoat.
No.
Unless she has like some kind of like recordings, texts
No, but
Maybe Bravo filmed something. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to prove these allegations, Rochella? How are you gonna do it? Because then you can be countersued for defamation. I truly believe that she's opened herself for defamation because some of the stuff that she's saying about Tom and Ariana outrageous,
yeah.
just outrageous. And I mean, I don't know how you filed this motion, and then I saw, and you have more insight into it. Their lawyer or her Rochella's lawyer is Randy Glanville's and Bethany. What's her face?
Frankel's.
Oh, I was like, there's no way I wrote that right. Yeah, it is Franco. That's their lawyer.
Yeah.
And so it's like super incendiary type of stuff, right?
100% sensationalist. Yeah.
Law firm.
Yeah.
And this does seem very sensationalist. And it's a shame because it could be like something very serious and you're just like bedazzling it with this like garbage.
Although I will say Bethany Frankel.
Frankel.
Huh?
I wrote Grankle.
No, Frankel. No. So Bethany, I will say, is very like type A, like she will get the best of the best. And she has the most money of any housewife. Don't quote me on that, but like she has a lot of money. So I do think like it's probably a really good law firm, but this lawsuit is making me think otherwise.
But didn't Bethany lose her case?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know whatever happened to that.
Okay, I'll add it.
But she even
I'll add it here.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure she did. But
No, I maybe it didn't go to like lawsuit. It was just her declaration. I don't
it
know.
was settled or something, maybe.
No. I don't think she even got lawyers. It was just like her telling her story, but it wasn't like taking action.
Oh, okay.
But
And then
don't quote me on that either. I don't know.
okay. And then Brandy Glanville, I haven't seen her win anything at any point.
But
So
damn, dude, I kind of now with what's
she's
happening
not
legally.
a winner. But Brandy,
Oh,
she's not.
not. Wait, and I'm not even like awe because I actually like think she's done some horrible stuff, but awe because right now she's down bad. She's down bad. Like with what happened to her legally with the last like season she shot with Bravo and how Carolyn Mums was like coming after her and Bravo, mostly Bravo, but she's like it was just like a mess. But you're right, and it proves your point. She's not a winner.
I'm not saying these lawyers are not good lawyers, but Rochella, do you want to associate with Bethany and Brandy? I still have to say
Well,
do
in
you
fact,
want
she
to
does want to associate with Bethany, and she did. And it was shown this last.
do you want to continue associating
Yeah.
with Bethany and
Yeah.
Brandy is the better question. It didn't work out great the first time you partnered with her. Now you're like less than 7 degrees separated from her hot garbage. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting that the lawyers and yeah, it just seems very incendiary. That's what's up with that. It's a lot of pages of her making accusations. And I definitely invite anyone to read it because it's written very straightforward, which to me adds that this was all for public viewing and not for actual like court hearing because it is written so lamest terms, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I'm reading a law document, I'm not an expert. I'm gonna stumble a little bit and I'm gonna look stuff up. But this was just like reading an article on page 6. So
Ooh, okay.
yeah. So, invite anyone to read it. Don't be intimidated by 20 pages of allegations.
It's like 20 pages of juiciness.
I don't remember if it's actually 20 pages, but yeah, it's just a lot of like stuff that Raquel has said before and adds to it and makes the accusations so much worse, I believe. But yeah, that's basically it. And then do I think she has a lawsuit? Honestly, before reading the document, I did think so. But with all the drama she's adding to it, I'm just like, why is this necessary? This really does seem to be just like a publicity stunt. And maybe she'll go through it just for the publicity. She stated in her podcast that she needed to hold Ariana accountable because she was held accountable. So why shouldn't Ariana be held accountable? And not only was she like the betrayer, but she's also gonna be like the court, like the juror and the judge juror. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, I don't think this girl understands what accountability means. It's like, it's not accountability is not a tit for tat at all. And you're not the one to be like, I'm gonna be Lady Justice and deliver this accountability
after what she did and who she is in this story. Like, just take it. This is who you made yourself, the character you played in this story, and now she's like trying to like take ownership of some sort of narrative. It's like, no, just take it in the teeth and go to your next story.
Yeah, because okay, so Ariana said that she talked to her lawyers and the lawyers said she was fine. And Raquel actually halted whatever accusations she was gonna bring, and then she went ahead and created the lawsuit. So there was a gap between the cease and desist and this case, like of like months. I want to say like 8 months or something like that. And it's different lawyers, right? But at the cease and desist, Ariana sent everything to her lawyer. The lawyer said, "You're good." I don't think sharing the video to Raquel counts as sharing the video. Like notifying Raquel, hey, this video exists, is not like I disseminated to the public. I don't know if sending it to herself counts.
Wait, if that even happened. Because during the reunion, it was brought up about the video being like a thing. And Ariana said to Rachel, it's like the only time like she like looked at her and said something to her. It's like, I didn't. And Rachel was like, yeah, I know. Like something like, I didn't share it, or, I have nothing to do with it. And she's like, yes, I do know. So she like confirmed.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. If it even happens, if she even shared it, but maybe I could see in a world where she sent it to herself and then sent it to Raquel to confront her. And I don't know if sending it to herself counts as so that's the only thing that I'm like, maybe, and I think the best case scenario would be for them to settle. I mean, the best case scenario is for Rochelle to get a clue, but just like, no one cares about your video. No one wants to see that, so it's just like, please just drop it, because now people are going to be looking for her video again too.
Yeah.
Whatever, girl, just maybe the happy medium would be for them to settle, because I do believe that if you're found guilty in a civil case, it counts against you in a criminal case as well. Because if you're found guilty in a criminal case, you bring it to a civil case and you're pretty much guaranteed guilty on the civil case as well. I think it works the other way around too. And like, those are serious charges.
Sure, you can just imagine that like it's evidence for sure that it was like already found.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, man, this could like roll into a really giant mess. So I just want them to settle, and maybe there's a clause for Rochella to stop talking about her video and just leave everyone alone. But whatever. And then final notes is like, even if she did share it, I would not blame her for a second if Ariana shared that video in her moment of anger. Because I don't know that I would be able to restrain myself or even think about it if I was in that situation. I would be so hurt.
Like other people though? I don't know about that.
I would be so hurt that if I had like my closest friend, like if like, I would be so hurt that I would be like, to you, I would be like, oh my God, can you believe this? And I would want people to witness what someone did to me, right? I want to be seen, and I want my betrayal to be seen and not hidden. And in my moment of anger and hurt, I could have totally shared that video. In her place, I could have totally.
I thought you meant like shit, like mass shooter, but no, it's to me been like, I just found this, like, what the fuck?
No. I'm saying like, if I was in Ariana's shoes and I had shared that in a moment of like just utter betrayal,
yeah,
I would have absolutely shared that video. So if anything, I'm like, this does not make Ariana less relatable in the slightest. Because if she did it in a moment of hurt and authentic feelings. And Rochella acted like a fake friend, maliciously intentional for at least 7 months. And it's my deep belief that she actually cheated on James with Tom. Whatever. At least 7-8 months of being fake and on purpose, maliciously rat.
Still fake malicious rat after it, because saying like they weren't that close.
And sending the postcards, sending the letters, then going on Bethany's podcast and starting her own podcast.
Making her own podcast that is like 100% like making herself the victim. It's just like so sickening.
So it's just the contrast of like, yeah, this person is being like super real and authentic and relatable, and yeah, maybe what she did is a crime, but like, oh my god, I don't know what I would have done in that situation, because you were intentionally horrendous and malicious, and maybe what you did, it wasn't a crime, but girl, you went out of your way to hide an affair for 7 months, and you are being like intentionally nasty.
Yeah.
Where's the justice in this?
Yeah.
And to think like, oh, Ariana needs to be held accountable. Get a clue.
Wow.
In response to Rachel's lawsuit, Ariana has filed an anti-SLAPP motion stating that Rachel's lawsuit is meant to silence and punish Ariana for the backlash Rachel has received. It states the backlash is directly and solely due to Rachel's actions, and that Ariana had and continues to have the right to speak on the fall of her relationship as a matter of public interest. Ariana also states and submits evidence that the private video was not shared by her and she does not have a saved copy of it. Tom has filed to dismiss, claiming he did not record Rachel without her consent. He simply saved a video Rachel willingly shared with him. It states Rachel's lawsuit fails to make a claim and has been filed as an attempt to redeem Rachel's public image. Rachel's lawyers spoke to the press and have called Tom and Ariana's responses laughable, and Rachel, as of now, intends to proceed with the lawsuit.
That was the skinny of the lawsuit as of right now. And maybe we'll update. Maybe we won't. We'll probably update.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Yeah. Knock on wood, everything goes well for Ariana, and this isn't too stressful for her.
Yeah, our love goes to Ariana.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to Ariana.
Thoughts and prayers, yeah. All right.
That's how we end. Thoughts and prayers to Ariana.
Yeah. Yeah, that's everything. Right. Good night.
That's hard. It's hard, like, because I do feel guilty. Yeah, I feel guilty for, potentially causing more pain than I've already caused somebody. But then I also take a look at like what I've been through, and I've been through a lot. And I just don't think that it's right or fair or just if we're all out to hold each other accountable, then I guess I'm doing the same.